I am back. Currently looking up the list of SCPs that Spike Brennan wrote, because that's the next offer we have. But it's also one of those like lists that's like very hard to like find which one. Okay, here we go. The last one we have from Spike Brennan was 2336. 2336. I forgot what this one is about, I will be honest, because the thumbnail and the title, like, I forgot what this is. Hold on, what do I have? Oh yeah, it's like, depending on what, you have to be really careful what you say, because you might summon some creature or something, like whatever words you use might actually, like, you know, be used to summon something, and that could screw you over. You know how it goes in the SCP Foundation world. Okay, that was the last one we had of Spike Brennan. This one is called Juridical, a juridical person. Okay. Here we go. Oh, is it judicial? Hold on. No, it must be juridic. Or maybe I'm just saying it wrong completely. Let's just see how.
Juridical.
Juridical. No, I was right. Okay, good. We're good. Okay. Juridical person. It must be noted at the outset that these containment procedures constitute recommended guidelines and do not represent a legal document. The containment documentation of By the way, in a long time since forever, we actually got to the 4th SCP within an hour. It's been a while since we had like that type of speed. Recommended guidelines do not represent a legal document. The containment documentation of SCP-2553 is in no way to be directly or indirectly constructed actually. Let me read that again. The containment documentation of SCP-2553 is in no way to be directly or indirectly construed or constructed actually or by implication as representing, constituting, or embodying SCP-2553 in whole or in part, considering in and of itself as a distinct subject, person, or entity now or at any time in the future. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2553's certificate of organization is to be stored in an acid-free archival storage box at Site 76, Site 233, and guarded by notaries in shifts. Well, that's a big ass footnote. That's a big ass footnote. Site 76 is located on Palmyra Atoll on land that had been ceded to the Foundation by the United States government and perpetually granted extraterritorial status by means of a confidential treaty. A containment breach nearly resulted when a subsequent Foundation accord with the United States government contained a drafting error which resulted in a loophole under which Site 76 again became subject to United States law applicable to unorganized, unincorporated territories. Before containment was re-established, SCP-2553 had initiated a process of assuming legal control over several corporations and municipal governments. SCP-2553 had subsequently been relocated to Site 233, which is located on an uninhabited island of Mary Bird Land in Antarctica, and has been organized by the Foundation under Terra Nullius doctrines as an independent and sovereign polity for the purpose of insulating SCP-2553 from other legal systems. The room contained the archival box is to display 2 flags of the polity in which... polity or polity? Oh god, okay. Because I think of like a similar way of like policy.
Polity.
Polity, yeah, okay. In which the containment site is located, one with a fellow fringe, the other without. That polity is to maintain in force a bill of attainder conforming to the specification document IU-2553. At least once per calendar quarter, the members of the Foundation staff who have been designated as SCP-2553's board of directors are to visit Site 76, Site 233, and hold an in-person board meeting for the purpose of formally ratifying the containment resolution designated in document BD-CNST 2553. Before meeting, all such board members are to be screened by Foundation psychologists and verified as being free from atrophic disorder, or anomalous compulsion. The Foundation's General Counsel Sheldon Katz, Esquire, or his designee in the event of his death or unavailability, is to attend all such board meetings. The Foundation's legal office monitors most legal docketing system for litigation, business records, and other similar filings for additional instances of SCP-2553. Okay, here we go. Description: SCP-2553 is an anomalous legal entity. Footnote. For further examples of anomalous legal entities, see SCP-1442. It appears that SCP-2553 was unintentionally created during the course of a complex, multi-jurisdictional commercial tax litigation proceeding, possibly as a result of a filing by an individual pro-C tax protester being erroneously docketed as part of the commercial tax case. It has been theorized that the pro-C filing was based on sovereign citizen legal theories. Oh, the sovereign citizen thing. Okay. I'm not sure if we have that here in Europe. I feel like that's something like that's very American, maybe. I might be wrong. Because I only heard it in context of the US. So I've never heard it in the UK. I never heard it in Switzerland or anything like that. So I think that's seems for me at least, very US term to be thrown around. Whatever its proximate origin, SCP-2553 came into existence as a fictional corporate person without stockholders other than itself and with independent legal agency. SCP-2553 came to the Foundation's attention when unusual pleadings and documents demanding various writs and equivalent judicial action began to be spontaneously filed in courts and equivalent bodies in various jurisdictions throughout the world. So many footnotes. So many long footnotes. Filings identified as originally from SCP-2553 were made in, among other courts, the United States Bankruptcy Court for the District of Delaware, the Coroner's Court Division of the Resident Magistrate of Kingston, Jamaica, the Federal Shariat Court of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan, and the Ecclesiastical Court of the Russian Orthodox Church for the Diocese of Alaska. A high proportion of these filings were devoid of meaningful semantic content, but some, due to the complexity and apparent sophistication, were erroneously approved in each case, granting to SCP-2553 certain legal powers, which powers were then exercised in apparently arbitrary and random fashion. Okay, we have 3 footnotes here. Semantic content has one early filing with which SCP-2553 filed with the Provincial Court of Newfoundland was captioned as trustee of clerk the South African Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, and formatted like a legal complaint, but consistent only of the letter M, repeated several 100,000 times. Then we have legal powers. Oh, fucking Jesus Christ, what are these footnotes, man? Rights and powers thus acquired by SCP-2553 included: 1. Ownership of several 100,000 acres of undeveloped land in Baja, California. 2. The power to approve merger between banks in Denmark. 3. The status of executor of the estate of a certain deceased Wisconsin man, including the power to write checks from the estate's funds. 4. The power to unilaterally revise the motor vehicle code of South Dakota. 5. The authority to officiate a wedding aboard Canadian naval vessels in international waters. 6. The power to discipline and court-martial soldiers in the Turkish army. 7. The status of legal guardian of several hundred children in the Connecticut state foster system. And 8. The constitutional authority to cause Brazil to declare war. And then we have, in random fashion, also has a footnote: action taken by SCP-2553 include a local knitting club placing a purchase order for 30 school buses, the prohibition, there we go, of Zeppelins from entering Moldovan airspace, and the entry of do not resuscitate orders for every hospital patient in Canada. As the number of approved SCP-2553 produced filings increased, the sophistication of subsequent filings also improved. Before containment was established, SCP-2553 has also developed the ability to amend various contracts and legal instruments. The containment regimen for SCP-2553 has been developed by the Foundation Legal Department. By the way, I couldn't see what the hell is up with my eye. I think it's just a bit irritated. With cooperation as required from appropriate government agencies, the Office of General Counsel of the World Trade Organization, the UN Commissions of International Trade Law, the Judicial Committee of the Privy Council, the Prefect of the Supreme Tribunal of the Apostolic Signatura of the Holy See, and other bodies. With the cooperation of those organizations, SCP-2553 was merged with and into a foundation-created shell corporation, the governing documents of which specified that its board of directors would consist solely of duly appointed Foundation officers. After containment was established, analysis by Foundation researchers established that both SCP-2553 and a separate Foundation-controlled corporation had the legal power and authority to amend the text of a Form 8K filed with the United States Security and Exchange Commission by Incorporated, a Foundation-controlled corporation. With the cooperation of the SEC, the document in question is maintained as a public record, but its contents are kept confidential. Through the process of amending and deleting text from that document, a limited facility for communication with SCP-2553 has been established. Interview log between Sheldon Cutts and SCP-2553 follows. This instrument witnesses the whereas a party of the first part with legal and binding effect shall amend this instrument such that the undersigned be and hereby is empowered to take all action to. SCP-2553, is that you? The undersigned hereby irrevocably amends this instrument so as to vest in the undersigned the authority and power. SCP-2553, that isn't going to work. This exhibit is a precatory statement. Amending it won't give you any power to. Undersigned hereby merges with and into the Foundation, leaving the undersigned as a surviving entity under the laws of all jurisdiction. That isn't going to work either. The researchers here want to ask some questions. Can you explain how you came? Wherefore the undersigned party of the first part demands and prays for immediate relief. Am I being detained? How you came to be in existence, and how are you changing this document? What is the process by way of which you are filing amendments? Be it resolved that Cutts, a natural person, has no power, jurisdiction, capability, authority, or competence to directly or indirectly rule, govern, control, or exercise dominion of or supervision over the party of the first part. Further affiant saith not. Further affiant saith not. Further affiant saith not. Never witnessed such a childish court system before. You shut up. You have no say in this. God. Compliance with our research will be rewarded. I can have a Foundation front entity declare an in-kind distribution of good and valuable consideration to you. On the other hand, I have been issued a power of attorney with authorities to file your articles of dissolution. It has been duly executed by your board of directors, witnessed and apostilled and recorded by your secretary and sole officer, who is me. See Exhibit X attached here with and made a part of this schedule as if set from fully herein. Let me also remind you that since the last merger, the Foundation is your stockholder. The Foundation controls the laws of the jurisdiction under which you are organized. We can dissolve you, we can revoke your charter, and we can tax you. Pause for several hours, after which the document was amended to include the following text. In witness whereof, now comes you find deposing and declaring that the undersigned party of the first part covenants to observe and fulfill applicable and binding directives, instructions, and order issued by the relevant jurisdiction. The undersigned affiant does not understand. Please don't hurt me, I'm afraid. Please stop. Please stop hitting me with actual legal work. I'm just trying to be silly with some legal stuff. Don't actually hit me with any real legal work. I'm good. Please. It's like, okay, just answer some questions. That's all we're asking from you. God. Why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta be like this, dude? Come on now. Ain't no need for all that. Ain't no need for all that.